Welcome to United Report, your daily hub for all things Manchester United. From breaking news to transfer talk and match updates, we've got every red covered. If you live and breathe United, hit subscribe and join the family. Glory, glory, Man United.
The transfer window is entering its final frantic days, and Manchester United are right in the middle of the storm. Big names like Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Sesko have already arrived, but United aren't done yet. Ruben Amorim still wants a new midfielder. Gianluigi Donnarumma has emerged as a major goalkeeping target, and exits for Sancho, Antony, Garnacho and more could reshape the squad before deadline day. But with City now circling Donnarumma and Sancho's agents causing chaos in negotiations, United face a decisive week that could define their entire season. The transfer window is entering its final throes, and Manchester United have work to do. The club still have ambitions over a number of deals to complete before the summer is done. The Red Devils have made big moves to land a new front line in Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Sesko. But Ruben Amorim is noted to want a new midfielder this summer, though Carlos Baleba does not look to be available at a suitable price. There has been no shortage of talk over goalkeepers either. Andre Onana and Altay Bayindir have both seen their future speculated upon, while the club have been linked to Gianluigi Donnarumma and Emiliano Martinez. There are exits to secure too. United hope to see Jadon Sancho, Antony, Alejandro Garnacho, Tyrell Malacia and Rasmus Højlund all depart in the coming days. Manchester United may have to move quickly if they want to sign Gianluigi Donnarumma, with Manchester City said to have opened talks with Paris Saint-Germain over a move. The French club are looking to move on the Italian after signing Lucas Chevalier, with Donnarumma in the final year of his contract. City have already added James Trafford this summer, and he started against Wolves in Ederson's absence. The Brazilian was suffering from illness as reports of a move to Galatasaray gather pace. City are unwilling to meet PSG's £40 million asking price per Football Italia, but the League One champions could be persuaded to lower the fee given Donnarumma's significant salary. Jadon Sancho's agents are posing a problem in the Manchester United star finding a new club, according to reports in Italy. Gazzetta, per Sport Witness, claim the commission they require has caused a stumbling block for Roma's progress in a move with Juventus, and Atletico Madrid said to have been dismayed already this summer. Roma are said to be happy to provide an offer near Sancho's £7.7 million per season wage demands, and have an agreement in principle with United over terms for an initial loan deal. But Sancho's representatives are claimed to be more attracted by offers from Besiktas and Saudi Arabia. The Serie A side will now rely on the player to bring his agents back to their senses, it is said. Sancho has previously been said to be waiting on other offers. West Brom boss Ryan Mason has spoken glowingly about Manchester United loanee Toby Collier and expects the midfielder to improve a great deal this season. The ex-Spurs coach revealed the youngster had been a target for weeks and could not speak highly enough of his desire to improve the player this season. Toby's a young player, but we know we're going to need him, and he's going to help us, Mason said. I've wanted Toby for a few weeks now. He's someone that I really believe in, which is important, and I have that belief in all of my players. But when you go on loan to somewhere, I think you need to feel like you're wanted from the club and the manager, and he certainly is that. Hopefully we can help him, because if we help him improve and grow as a player, then it's certainly going to be beneficial to us. I think there's loads of room and loads of growth to develop. That's certainly going to happen on the training pitch. The reality is, the game is the best teacher. The more game exposure you can get, the better, especially at a young age. I'm sure and I expect that Toby knows that I believe in him, which for me is super important. I'm going to put a lot of energy, the same amount of energy that I've put into him as every other one of my players, to help them grow and improve. Nikola Krustovich may have his eyes set on a future move to Manchester United, but for now, the Montenegrin striker has completed a £22 million switch to Atalanta. The Serie A club moved quickly after losing patience in talks for Fulham's Rodrigo Muniz, but the signing comes amid major unrest in Bergamo. Ademola Lookman has shocked fans with a transfer request, accusing the club of broken promises as Inter Milan circle. With Atalanta firm on their stance, the Italian side now finds themselves juggling a new arrival with an explosive standoff over their star forward. Manchester United represent the pinnacle for a number of stars despite their recent troubles. And that is no different for Serie A star Nikola Krustovich. The former Lecce star recently admitted his admiration for the Red Devils earlier this year. He said, after the match against Torino, he, Mirko Vucinic, told me, think about the next one. Where would I never play? In Bari. My dream is Manchester United. It's only the second year here in Lecce. I am very happy, both me and my family. We have friends and we're enjoying it, so let's think about the present. Despite earmarking a move to Old Trafford, the Montenegrin forward will now have to put his dream on hold, having sealed a switch to Italian rivals Atalanta. The Serie A side have paid £22 million for his services, while Krustovich has put pen to paper on his switch. Atalanta were previously linked with a move for Fulham's Rodrigo Muniz, but appear to have lost patience in talks and have opted for an alternative. Krustovich's arrival comes amid a tense situation regarding current star Ademola Lookman. After scoring 52 goals for the Italian side over the last 3 seasons and helping them to win the Europa League in 2024, he has attempted to engineer a move away amid interest from Inter Milan. Lookman recently took to Instagram with an explosive statement confirming he had lodged a transfer request. He wrote, "There have been numerous clubs approach Atalanta in the past, and I have previously always stayed loyal. However, myself and the ownership of the club have been in agreement that now is the right time, and the club were clear with me that if a fair offer came in, they would allow me to move. Despite now receiving an offer in alignment to what I believe had been discussed, sadly the club are blocking the opportunity for reasons I do not understand. As a result, and after many months of broken promises and what I feel has been poor treatment towards me as both a human being and as a professional footballer, sadly I feel I have no choice but to speak out for what I believe is right, and I feel that enough is enough. I can confirm I have now handed in a formal transfer request." Atalanta CEO Luca Percassi recently opened up on the situation and claimed that the club would be happy to sell, but only for their price, and not to a direct rival. He said, "It's a good opportunity to clarify what happened. Last year, after a 20 million offer from PSG, the player had asked us to be sold. Atalanta, being a credible club, had promised to sell the player this window based on 2 conditions that he himself had asked of us. First, to go to a super top European club, and that he would never be seen in Italy wearing a shirt other than Atalanta's, given what he did for the club and what he received from the club. Today, as you know, the situation is very different. The club is always careful when evaluating the value and timing of its players, but as always, it is Atalanta, the club, that decides." Manchester United youngster Toby Collier is set for a breakout season in the Championship after sealing a loan move to West Bromwich Albion. The 21-year-old midfielder, highly rated at Old Trafford, made his debut in the Baggies' 3-2 win over Wrexham and has already earned the full backing of new boss Ryan Mason. Mason insists Collier will be needed throughout the campaign and believes regular game time will unlock his huge potential before returning to United next year. Toby Collier is primed for a significant role at West Bromwich Albion after joining the Championship outfit on loan from Manchester United. New Baggies boss Ryan Mason has confirmed. Collier, 21, is among a pool of young players who are very highly thought of at Old Trafford. However, the club have decided that a spell playing regularly in the Championship would be beneficial for the young midfielder's development, with West Brom subsequently clinching Collier's signature ahead of other second-tier teams. The youngster made his debut for the Baggies at the weekend in their 3-2 win away at Wrexham, but he could have been plying his trade elsewhere amid suggestions that the former Brighton Academy starlet could be used as bait in a swap deal for Carlos Baleba. The Manchester Evening News would later confirm that United would not consider using Collier as a sweetener for Baleba after the Cameroon star emerged as a serious transfer target for the Red Devils earlier this month. United have since cooled their interest in Baleba, though given Brighton would demand more than the £115 million Chelsea paid for Moises Caicedo to sell this summer. Collier, meanwhile, has been sent to the Hawthorns for the 2025-26 campaign to play regular football. And Mason, formerly of Tottenham, wants to play a big part in Collier's development over the next 12 months before he returns to Old Trafford next year. Speaking at the weekend, Mason told reporters, "Toby's a young player, but we know we're going to need him, and he's going to help us." I've wanted Toby for a few weeks now. He's someone that I really believe in, which is important, and I have that belief in all of my players. But when you go on loan to somewhere, I think you need to feel like you're wanted from the club and the manager, and he certainly is that. Hopefully we can help him, because if we help him improve and grow as a player, then it's certainly going to be beneficial to us. I think there's loads of room and loads of growth to develop. That's certainly going to happen on the training pitch. The reality is the game is the best teacher. The more game exposure you can get, the better, especially at a young age. I'm sure and I expect that Toby knows that I believe in him, which for me is super important. I'm going to put a lot of energy, the same amount of energy that I've put into him as every other one of my players, to help them grow and improve. Rio Ferdinand has urged Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim to put faith in Kobbie Mainoo instead of splashing out on expensive midfield targets. While United have been linked with Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton £60 million and Brighton's Carlos Baleba over £100 million, Ferdinand insists the answer is already in the squad. The United legend compared Mainoo's composure and control to Michael Carrick, claiming the 19-year-old has the talent to dictate games if given the responsibility. Rio Ferdinand has called on Ruben Amorim to place his trust in Kobbie Mainoo despite his respect for Adam Wharton. Manchester United could strengthen their midfield before the transfer deadline and have been linked with Crystal Palace's Wharton and Brighton's Carlos Baleba this summer. It's understood that Wharton would cost at least £60 million, while Brighton are demanding more than £100 million for Baleba. Nevertheless, according to Ferdinand, United also possess the solution in the form of Mainoo, who remained on the bench during Sunday's home loss to Arsenal. The ex-United defender is a massive admirer of Wharton, but reckons the club can save cash by maximising the potential of Mainoo, who was utilised in various roles last season. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Ferdinand said, "He, Wharton, would have been one of the midfielders on my hit list. Yes, we've been talking about Baleba. He's been the hot topic for the last month or so. Before that, Adam Wharton was one of the guys. Listen, he's the nearest to a Michael Carrick type. He's a controller who plays forward from that deeper line position. I watched him against a couple of the bigger teams like Liverpool and Man City, and he was unfazed. He's ready for a big occasion and enjoys pressure. I love him. I think he's a fantastic footballer. But we've got Kobbie Mainoo. He can do that role. He can control a game and play deep. Playing two central midfielders, Kobbie Mainoo can play that role, given the opportunity. You can play through someone like him, you can get out of tight situations and open the game up. He might just have to be a patient young man at the moment for the team to find its way, for the manager to then put the trust in him to go and play. If it was me, if I was playing two in the midfield, Kobbie Mainoo would be one of my two. I think he's a super talent who can handle the ball as well as anyone at Manchester United at present. I would give him that responsibility. After a stunning breakthrough 2023-24 season, when he shone for both United and England, Mainoo suffered an injury-hit campaign. Speaking earlier this year, Amorim revealed he would seek to establish a consistent role for Mainoo. The United boss explained, "We are really happy to have more options, and an option like Kobbie Mainoo. With the quality that he has played as a 6, as an 8 and as a 10. We are really pleased to have Kobbie Mainoo, but we have to be careful. We need Kobbie Mainoo fit and fresh." In England, sometimes they play with 3 defenders also, was more or less the same position. So he can play, we need to help him and find a little bit like Casemiro, who is playing better because we understand better the way Casemiro can play. And I think we can do that with Kobbie because he has a lot of qualities. He is really good on the ball, but also near the opponent's box. We will try to manage all that and find the right space for a player like Kobbie.